And today we're going to talk about business etiquette. Now, I can't even say the word etiquette, so if I say it wrong, I apologize in advance. The reason why I'm trying to talk about this today is because I had an incident happen to me this week on social media, and even though things seem to have like you know how to play the game sometimes, even though it goes without saying, people still do things, so you have to say it. To give you an example, when you get an offer in the mail, they write all that fine print, not because they want to annoy you, but because people sometimes don't take common sense and take an offer without reading anything or knowing anything, and then they're complaining when they don't get what they're supposed to get because they never bothered to read the small print. Well, the same holds true for social media and etiquette. Now, I think it goes without saying that you don't post things on people's social media that they didn't ask you to publish. I'm not talking about you tagging somebody on a Facebook post because maybe it's about a movie they like or about something you want them to know about. I'm talking about going to somebody's wall and posting something that you know you're not supposed to. Best example I can give you is when somebody takes your business page and decides to plug their own business without asking for your permission. I would think it would make common sense to note that you're not supposed to go to somebody else's pages unless they ask you to, but people keep doing it all the time. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, as you all know, I'm working on a project and I am crowdsourcing in order to get the funds needed to start the project going. And one of the things that I use for that is not only YouTube, but I also use Instagram. Well, yesterday I was looking at my comments on my Instagram account, and sure enough, I'm talking about my ucaring.com slash Carmen Cares project, and somebody had left a comment saying this is really cool or whatever, and then the second comment after that was like, come and join me and give me money for this and this and this, and I'm sitting there looking at the post like, okay. And what I said on Instagram, and I'm going to repeat here, is this: if you ask me to promote something that you're asking for money, or a project that you want or something, all you have to do is ask me. If I agree with what you're doing, or if I think it's a good project, I'm probably going to go ahead and repost your link everywhere. This person did not bother to ask, decided to post their link on my page, and guess what they got? They got deleted. And more often than not, when somebody does something like that, I absolutely block them. Because I'm going through a lot of pain to do all the things necessary for me to promote my idea and to put my idea in a position where people know that I am not joking, that this is really a project I am embarking on, that I'm working on it, and your idea is to piggyback off whatever I do to get yourself some funding. Bad form. The same applies to YouTube. I've had some comments, and it depends on the comment, because in the case of my pages, the comments go to me before they get posted online. So I definitely have the choice of deleting them at that point or not deleting them. Now, even though I don't think it's right for you to promote your own stuff on my channel unless you ask me, when people ask me, I usually go ahead and check it out. And if it's a normal channel, it's not political, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. If it's not political or opposed to anything that I believe in, I'll be more than happy to leave the comment and actually go to your channel. And if I like your channel, I'll subscribe, even if it's not directed to me as a target audience. The example I have is had a young man, I'm not going to name him or anything like that, and he posted a comment on one of my videos on the other channel, and he said, I really like your video, and this is my channel, and if you don't mind, I would love for you to go and stop by and check it out. And I did. And It's definitely not my target audience because he's obviously a millennial and he wants other millennials to go and check him out. But he's into adventures and whatnot. Nothing pornographic, illegal, political about that. Now, that doesn't mean that every once in a while a person might not make a political post. That I don't have a problem with. The reason why I don't encourage political posts to advertise or to promote themselves or to ask me to do their bidding for them is because I have very well known political views. I don't want them on my channel. That there's plenty of political shows on YouTube. There's plenty of political people on social media. I'm not interested in adding to that conversation. That doesn't mean that every once in a while I don't say something or that I don't post something. I do. What it means is that at least on YouTube and on some other of my social media platforms, I'm not interested in promoting anything political. Number one, because I don't want that kind of energy on my page. And number two, because if you're progressive and I give you a spot, then I have to look at a conservative and give them a spot also. So that is fair and balanced. I'm not a TV channel or a radio station. I'm not interested in being balanced. I have my opinion and that's it. And because I have my opinions, it's the same with religion. I have a very, I don't want to say it, I have a very interesting point of view on religion. And I'm not interested in promoting any particular religion on my channels. So I would never post anything about religion on my channel. You have every right to believe or not believe in anything you want. And that's fine. But on my channel, I rarely do I mention religion because it's a polarizing topic. The third post that I usually don't promote is sports because I come from a country where people have killed each other over a sports situation. I do recall somebody going to jail in my home country because there was a basketball game between his town's team and the next team over, and something happened when they were leaving the park, and this guy just grabbed a gun and shot the other guy. Now, I don't know if that one in particular is dead, but I know that he was a high-ranking official in the government, which was even more shocking. But because we are very spirited when it comes to sports, not only in my home country, but in the area where I live, I don't talk sports either. Those are three topics that I stay away from. And so if you want me to look at your channel, you can always ask me to look at your channel, and I might even subscribe to your channel. And by the way, it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Even if I don't agree with you, if you are honest about the topic, and if you are respectful, because you can say you love Trump or you hate Trump or whatever, you can do that without being disrespectful. And I have absolutely no problem with somebody stating their point of view, even if I don't agree with them, so long as they stay respectful. When people, instead of saying, well, I hate Trump, go ahead and say, well, he's a moron, that is very different. To me, anyway. I don't like the idea that people have to be disrespectful to bring their point across. It doesn't matter how you feel about Obama, Bush, Trump. That's, how do I explain this? Their political viewpoint has nothing to do with their personal life, if that makes sense. So why attack them personally to make your point politically? You know what I mean? Politicians do that, and that's their thing. And I can tell you from personal experience, I will never vote for a politician. I have not voted for a politician that goes into personal stuff, because to me, that takes away from their ability to debate. If in order for you to debate a person, you have to get into their personal life. And that's something that I kind of like didn't like about last year's election, was that everybody was making personal arguments instead of sticking to the topics. it makes it harder for people like me to look at the points of view of anybody if you all are attacking each other on a personal level. And that's why I don't get into politics. I don't get into religion, and I definitely don't get into sports, because in sports, people think that it's okay to call the other one dumb because they don't like a particular team. That makes no sense to me either, but people do. So, going back to the topic at hand, what I'm trying to say is this. If you want me to mention you on social media, and by the way, I'm not, I have 40 subscribers. I'm not a big channel at all. What people look at is that I do have, for example, on Instagram, I don't have a lot of friends on Instagram, but I do have a lot of posts that have a lot of views. And I comment about everything. I don't have a niche Instagram account. My Instagram account shows you everything that I'm interested in, because I don't, since it's not for business purposes, I don't see the point in making it about one thing. Maybe in the future, if I decide to use Instagram for business purposes, I might make a separate account for certain particular topics. But right now, I post a little bit of everything. And I guess people see that there's a lot of likes and comments and stuff. And so they decide that it's a good place for them to promote themselves. And by the way, don't think that because you're a small channel or you have a small audience on social media, people are not going to do this to you. They do. I've probably raised, especially on Instagram, I think they feel for some reason it's okay to do it on Instagram. The one that cracks me up the most is the people that want to sell you more followers, but they only have 2 followers. And you're sitting there like, okay, you're going to give me advice on how to have more followers. Delete. Because I don't get it. Please be a little bit more intelligent about how you use social media in that sense. Be aware that it's common sense. Don't put stuff on social media that nobody asked you to put in. There are posts, and I'm subscribed to several places where people tell you, okay, today we're going to talk about this. If you have a post that you want to share, go ahead and share it. That's completely different because a person asks you to. But unless somebody asks you to post your link on their channel or on their social media, just don't do it. Not in public anyway. You can send them the link in private and they can decide if they want to share it or not. Just don't, or you can ask them in private if it's okay to post something on your wall about a particular topic. And if they say okay, then that's a different story. But if you don't have permission, don't promote yourself in somebody else's page. It's just not right. Thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful day.